So let's talk about what daily cycles actually are, how I use them to exit my trades perfectly, and how you can do the same. Now, as ICT says, it's all about aligning time with price. Without time, price is as useful as a pen is without ink. And that's where the daily cycles come in. What they are frameworks that combine very specific times with price in order to bring the two aspects together. Now, by doing this and by me using them, I am able to identify the highest probability movements on the intraday, and I do so very, very consistently. The frameworks are extremely simple to recognize in the charts. They're very easy to actually go and implement, and that makes them very, very, very consistent. So let's get into how I use them to exit my trades perfectly. So let's talk a little bit about operating without the aspect of time, right? Just going off of price. So you can see here in a bullish example, let's say we're making higher highs, higher lows, we're pushing to the upside. So let's say that you're entering a position within the leg here and you're going just purely off of price, right? You're going to realistically be targeting some kind of liquidity, right? External range liquidity, for instance, in this example, right? Both times you'd be getting in here and you'd be targeting some kind of liquidity. And that's purely based upon price. There's no aspect of time within there. Your targets are going to be very limited because they're only going to be able to be based upon the liquidity that you can see. Now, if we bring the aspect of time into the mix, okay, using these daily cycles, these frameworks provide you with information about when the session should be running until within that specific daily cycle. So let's say, for example, we're looking at this impulse here to the upside. You get in the exact same position, right? We have an entry at the bottom of the leg potentially, and we're looking at the same liquidity targets, right? We're looking at this high. But using the information from the daily cycles, that's given us a timing that price should actually run to in the session. So let's say we reach this target well before the timing that says price should stop running. Well, that enables you to hold the volume of the trade on until that timing, right? So potentially you're going to be getting out much higher up in the leg, much further past this liquidity, because you understand that price can run past that liquidity because it's actually based upon time rather than just being based upon price. Now, that doesn't mean you hold full volume, but you can leave a decent amount of volume on to increase your risk reward and increase your returns. Right, same thing here. Let's say you have an impulse in London session, and then we're looking for another impulse in New York. You get in here, and you have certain understandings about New York session from the daily cycles that allow you to hold until a certain time. And we reach this target well before that time. Well, again, you can hold a bit of volume on past this target to really maximize your risk to reward and get out somewhere up here instead. So that's the basis of it. Now let's look at an example of a trade that I took. You can see the execution here as well, so you know that I took the trade. You know I use this stuff, I'm not bullshitting. So let's get into the trade framework. Price was within this bearish order block here, okay, and we actually took out this old high. Now this old high is actually Asia session, okay, and that was taken out by London kill zone. Now this actually meets the criteria of one of my daily cycles, which is why I took the trade. And essentially it demands London kill zone to take out Asia's high at a very specific time, and then obviously have the higher time frame context offer me the entry criteria and whatnot. And then from there we go and we use the time aspect that comes with this specific daily cycle to exit the trade and plan the profit taking. So we get that criteria, and now essentially what we're looking for is the entry. Okay, my entry was based upon this inverted fair value gap here that got formed on the 15-minute. So we formed an inverted fair value gap. We also formed this bearish order block. So that for me, changes state of delivery, that's the entry. But that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about the exit of the trade. So like I showed you in that example, if we turned off these kill zones and we were going purely off of price that we can see right here, your liquidity target is going to be this old low. Right, that is the area of liquidity. That is the only logical place that you can come up with that price should run to when you're just basing off of price, right? And that is why it is so limiting to not incorporate the aspect of time into your trades, okay? So you would ordinarily take full profits there. And that really is the only logical thing to do because you don't have any information that says that price should run any further. However, when we're incorporating the aspect of time, I have specific timings for this particular daily cycle that allows me to hold until 9:30. Okay, I know the sweet spot that price should run to in the specific daily cycle, and that is 9:30. So what can we do? We can take a little bit of profits here. Granted, yes, it's a liquidity target. It's about price and time, so price is still valid. However, you have the ability now to hold on to some volume until 9:30. Okay, if we go down, you'll see this is 9:30. This is where 9:30 opened up. So you would have taken profits here. Okay, and you can see how accurate that was. It wasn't quite at the end of the session. You will see in the future there are some examples where it's literally pinpoint top of the leg. However, in this example, we had a slight retracement before 9:30, and then the real retracement started at that 9:30 time. And as soon as 9:30 opened, we started to get that retracement. So you can see just how accurate these timings are. And you can also see how you would have increased your risk reward by double. Okay, you held 50% volume on, you would have increased your gains by a really good amount. And over the course of a year, 2 years, 3 years, if you do this consistently, your gains are going to go through the roof. So if you want to know more about daily cycles, I've left a link in the description. You can go and find out more information about the daily cycles. I'm also going to leave a link to a free PDF that I created containing this exact model. So you have access to that too for free. So definitely go check that out. I hope you found value in this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.